Since everybody, both the gods of the world and people, says that nothing existed before chaos, I shall prove they are all wrong, because they do not know the origin of chaos or its root. Here is the proof. Although certainly people in general are inclined to say that chaos is darkness, in actuality chaos comes from a shadow, and it is the shadow that has been called darkness. The shadow comes from something that has existed from the beginning. And so it is obvious that something in the beginning existed before chaos came into being, and chaos came after what was in the beginning.
You're uninvited, unfortunate slide. Must be strangely exciting to watch the static square. Must be somewhat heart-telling to watch it burn me, shepherd. But you're not allowed. You're uninvited, unfortunate slide. Like an uncharted story, I must seem greatly intriguing. You speak of my love like you have experienced love like mine before. But this is not allowed. You're uninvited, unfortunate slide. I don't think you unworthy. I need a moment to deliberate.
Someone asked me how old I was today. That is a technical question. Spiritually, as one of the triune godheads of creation and his left hand, I am older than the universe itself, over 4.7 quintillion years old. This event, though it was spiritual while I was comatose, still had an aging effect on me. You see, though we are carbon-based life forms, we are also a network of electrical currents behind that physical shell. All extensions making up the full being that each man is. It is that part of me that aged during my time as the morning star and has had apparent effects that cannot be concealed that give an overall older presence about me to others. Next I shall play the chapter of Enoch that tells of the order given by God to the angels that became known later as the curse of Cronos, the curse of the Lee family, and many others. Bruce Lee had mentioned in his movie that was made on this subject that either him or his father had a dream just before they died about a demonic shogun in armor. I am positive that this individual was real, and is a demon somewhat well known to the texts of demonology, but they do not know his ties to the curse of the bloodline of the Nephilim or the Lee family. His name is Alastair, one of the Tempest Angels or tormentors of the infernal hells. I have known this since before I began making these videos. Now that everybody's present and accounted for, as I was saying some many aeons ago before I was rudely interrupted by being run through from behind and cast down here, the children are not abominations, and as I have shown you all by both example and by past reference, my kin are and have been capable of righteousness if only given the proper upbringing to allow them to be raised properly. As the matriarch of this bloodline I must contest these actions and convictions held against them. This demon you have set against my people, Alastair, some heavenly design of your decree upon them, is uncalled for. They cry for retribution and war for the atrocities they endured and still do to this day, but I am the matriarch and source of this culture and civilization, and we only go to war when I say we do, and until I get all the facts we will do no such thing. Now, as I understand it, there is a division of those hosts genuinely responsible for these deeds done to us, but seemingly under your orders, Joachim Elohim. Now I have found you, I must ask why? I know the reason for them being a wildcard threat to existence based on free will, angelic power and human emotional outbursts. However, that does not explain why you went about it with such malice you usually reserve for those who blatantly defy you, like those of Sodom and Gomorrah or Canaan. My people wish me to ask you to state to the script and give forth the third of the hosts in heaven to be tossed down to the earth as it says in Revelations. I myself seek more answers first, and Earl, no sneaking up behind me this time and skewering me with a sword in my back. You know I'm surprised by the close-minded tunnel vision of modern society. The forefathers of the Renaissance saw my position as a commodity that could be utilized for information on current spiritual affairs, both personal and global. It's why I was so popular during the Dark Age, and why the powers that took control of the Catholic Church were so dead set on wiping me off the face of the earth. Yet this modern society of the world today came to believe that they had no use for me, that the spiritual realm is some fictitious place and religion is just a method of control used by greedy men who use illusion and weak-minded people to promote belief in their illusions. Common sense would tell you that those kind of organizations that use those methods have a shelf life of 5 to 10 years tops, and at best are remembered as cults, not a religion that sways the belief of an entire country, sometimes more. And they certainly do not last for hundreds of years, some even up to today, with nothing but illusions to sustain themselves. Even still, in the modern society of anti-religious cultures, there is not one person who has been here for at least 30 years that can say they have never witnessed themselves an encounter with either a ghost or someone who was, without a doubt, possessed. And if there are, then I present to you this challenge. Look into one of the world's religions and dig a little to uncover one of the many secrets that would jeopardize the stability of that religion and its beliefs if someone managed to reveal to the public and the public took them seriously. Try speaking out about it, and within a week take notice to the events that happen to present themselves into your life and the path it will drag your life down. Take notice to the highly sensitive conversations that come up and your emotionally overwhelmed response that couldn't be avoided, it seemed at the time. Realize this is the unseen world that many denounce even existing. Watch the machinations moving people and their emotions like puppets on a string, and realize this is the intangible proof that even still at that point would not be conclusive evidence to the masses, but we are talking about them believing and seeing. This is the path for only one to be able to see the truth. Now on the other side of the fence we have the alien crazy sightings as of late. Well, let me introduce you to the 9 demon lords or darkness trapped within Pandora's box. The box whose seals were broken by Aleister Crowley in 1908, in which when Crowley and his associates broke the seals, witness accounts speak of one of the 9 demons that stepped forth from that box was a spirit that claimed to be another world. Say hello to the source of your alien sightings, destroyer of his own people's descendants and mastermind behind the sky gods of the Mayans, which was an illusion supplanted by Sargon and his Anunnaki agenda that sought to eliminate one of the 7 tribes of Aztlan with these false portrayals of the sky gods of the Mayan culture in order to eliminate their position in the migrational track of the Mayan calendar and replace them with his empire in an effort to ensure his empire and eventual total world domination through what we are witnessing in our era as he uses the last of the migrational records to chart our civilization's destruction through the biblical prophecies of the end of days and this chaos we are all in right now as I type this. This trail was discovered after an AI program designed to recognize actual alien languages in the cave designs and archaeological digs around the world from human languages. This program led to the Anunnaki agenda as being one of Sumerian origin as well as the sky gods of the Mayans, as they were one in the same except one version was the illusion and the Sumerian version was the source of that illusion by traced language pattern markers. My next video shall be the reference data available on Aleister, the demon of curses and omens against families, specializing in curses that, when is a blood feud sated? At what point is revenge sufficient? Aleister might say never. Aleister may be an individual spirit of vengeance or a class of avenging spirits. The term is sometimes used as an epithet for deities like Zeus and Nemesis in their roles as purveyors of justice. What began as justice spirits evolved into feared spirits of questionable intent associated with vendettas and blood feuds. Aleister's revenge isn't just any revenge, it's bloody, scary, out of control, raging revenge. Euripides' Cassandra threatens Agamemnon by claiming the powers of an Aleister, and as she is a shaman, this may be no idle threat. Aleister is identified with the concept of children paying for the sins of their fathers, a common theme in Greek mythology. Although theoretically Aleister is a justice spirit, an Aleister is also a feared possessing spirit that relentlessly drives its host to seek vengeance. The spirit may enjoy the bloodshed. The clue is that the host displays obsessions and feels compelled to do what he or she does not wish to do or knows is wrong. Psychic disharmony caused by the trauma of the original crime renders the individual vulnerable to the Aleister. Thus when Orestes is advised by an oracle to avenge his father by murdering his mother, he initially questions whether this advice really came from Apollo or from an evil-intentioned Aleister. By the Middle Ages, Aleister was identified as a demon or a class of demons. Aleister, Avenger, in Greek mythology, the name for an avenging demon who follows the footsteps of criminals according to Aeschylus's Agamemnon. Shelley used the name for Aleister, or the Spirit of Solitude, 1816. His first important work, the poem is a condemnation of self-centered idealism. The name Aleister is also borne by a son of Neleus and brother of Nestor, married to Harpalice. Aleister, a vengeance demon named in Conde Plancy's Dictionnaire Infernal. In this text, de Plancy indicates that Aleister was known in the Zoroastrian tradition as the executioner. Although the Zoroastrian connection is dubitable, in the tradition of the ancient Greeks, Aleister was indeed a spirit of vengeance. Zeus was known as Zeus Aleister whenever he assumed a vengeful form. In Waite's presentation of the Grand Grimoire from his 1910 book of Black Magic and Pacts, Aleister is described as Hell's Commissioner of Public Works. He is also portrayed as an infernal judge. These attributions tie back to the work of Charles Berbiguier, a self-styled demonologist from the early 19th century. Now my outtake on this topic pertains to, sorry I got sidetracked with Charlie Daniels. Now what I can associate from this is that Aleister is either a rank of demonic angels sent to carry forth the command of God against the bloodline of the Nephilim, which would mean they answer to either Michael or Gabriel, and that this is the source and cause of the curse of Cronos, The curse of the Lee family, the manipulative group behind Aphrodite's evil ulterior design, as she was the harbinger of that curse and responsible for approximately 71% of children taken by foster care, and is the underlying cause that drive men to become deadbeat fathers, no matter how true their intentions towards fatherhood may be at its beginning. For this demon or group of demons are the source behind the overwhelming force that drives them to act against their nature and supplants the bad habits that inhibit their role as parents. And this issue would be directly tied to the issues of the royal family as well, and has been an issue for many centuries. Well, some smartass went and altered the voice bot app that I use for my videos. Well, congratulations, all you have done is made it so my videos end unfinished verbally and viewers miss important perspectives that could even mean the difference between going to war or locating the ones really responsible. I'm not going to change a thing. Whoever you are that is responsible for this will fix it, otherwise the next series of unfortunate deaths can rest upon your conscience as having had your hand in its design, not me.
just a worthless liar. I am just an imbecile. I will only complicate you. Trust in me and fall as well. I will find a center in you. I will chew it up and leave. Trust me, trust me, trust me.